Alright friends, welcome back to another high level best of 3. Today we have in the top left corner spawning as the red Protoss player, none other than Haas. In the bottom right as the blue Zerg, we of course have Rogue. And Haas opening up with a Haas classic. He likes to open up with cannon rushes, but he also absolutely loves opening up with these gas first openers. No scout whatsoever. Follow it up with whatever weird follow-up that he knows. We've seen some robo play, we've seen some charge lock builds as well lately. As Rogue decided to open up with a pool first here. I think that is a safety play because it is Curious Minds. It is a map that can be quite difficult to hold cannon rushers on. There's some nasty positions here. Single pylon, pylon, and I think you have pylon, pylon here. And it's difficult to hold. It's really difficult to hold in this map. There's some solid cannon rushes here that might be a bit underused. Haas is not going for anything of the sort though, and it's actually going to get a really good opener for him. Gas first into a no scout versus a pool first. As long as he doesn't just straight up die to the first 6 links, he's going to be in a fantastic position. There is a possibility that he's going to struggle a bit with the first 6 links, or there would have been a possibility had he not scouted after the Cybercore. Right now though, he could just get pylon before gas. Wait, what's this? Okay, it's getting a pylon before gas and it's getting a blind zealot. I'm not quite sure how he knew that something was going on, but he figured it out. And he's gonna finish up the zealot. That is it's a very interesting little move here, I have to admit. I guess Haas just knew that Rogue liked playing this type of play. What will be placed in the wall here to fully wall it? I hope a gateway. Is that in time? Gateway is just barely in time. Good start here for Haas then. Robo's going down as well in the main base. The follow-up for Rogue, well, it's not going to be very much so far. Might see just link speed for now. Robotic facility is well, it's about halfway done. Probe is going to make its way across the map to try and figure out if there's a third base or not. At this point, Rogue has not taken his third base. That doesn't mean that he won't take it, though. As he pulled out of gas, most likely it's not going to be any type of weird all-in. No, more likely is that it's just going to be a macro-oriented game here for Rogue as well. Just with an extra queen before that third base. That's what we're going to be seeing for now. Creep Tumor gets built on the high ground, or gets thrown down on the high ground. Without a Stalker here, this Overlord is going to get full info. We'll know that there is an Immortal opener. What is this build opener out of Haas? Okay, he mined, what, 200 gas? So he's going to go for a single Immortal push of 1 gas with a Prism. That is a ridiculous build order, of course. This is a build order that I don't think I've seen before. Is with 5 gates? 6 gates, okay, 6 gates. There's money for a prison, I assume. Okay, there is money for a prison. There's 1 adept as well, but all of this is just going to get spotted. The chrono on the warp gate, making sure that he can get the warp in ASAP going. It's going to be 7 gates, actually, wow. I'm not sure if you can afford this. And on a map where there's a ramp leading into the natural. Now, it's obvious to me that this build needs to kill the opponent. And I think this is obvious to Rogue as well here. Rogue can give up his third base. I wouldn't even mind a cancel on the third base. Just taking a second gas and playing some type of 2-base roach play. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Get that 1 spine crawler on the high ground and there's no way you're losing. Another option could just be to continue producing queens at this point. Move that spine crawler down and try to defend the third base. I do like this Ling run by as well towards this base. You might be able to pick up some reinforcements and you might also be able to force some units to be warped in behind the wall. These zealots are going to get taken out without any real help from the rest of this army. The 1 adept will stay at home in the wall. Will try its best to hold this off for as long as it can. But that will not be very long. And these things will eventually break through this wall. Rogue can just hold the high ground. All queens should be moving in position as there's 1 more queen in production in the main base currently. These roaches can of course guide back these zealots for at least a little bit. There's no transfuses on any of these queens and this is a pretty big army. Good target fire as well with the Immortal here on the roaches. The zealots are actually ripping through the links right now. Still no transfuse available. First transfuse will be there. Now will not get used on the spine crawler. The Warp Prism is going to get targeted down, or at least will try to get targeted down here by Rogue. Will not quite succeed. Links finally break through. One of the gateways does end up falling. Oh, if the Prism dies here, Haas could be in a lot of trouble, but so far so good. He is going to survive, and as these queens are taking a lot of damage, quick transfuse would help here for sure. Hello, can we get a transfuse on that queen? No. Rogue not transfusing is going to lose a queen that had 50 energy itself as well. And Haas actually is winning this game here. 3 more zealots are being warped in with a build order that I haven't seen in a very long time. And I think back in the day when we used to play this, we played this actually with 2 immortals. We played it with 2 gas. This was a single gas into this weird little build order, and honestly I dig it. It was fun to watch, and gets the win here. Rogue taps out 6 minutes, and Haas is up 1-0 in this best of 3. Game 2 of this best of 3 will be played on Pride of Altaris. I'm surprised to not see it vetoed in a best of 3, but then again we are watching Haas after all. Could perhaps go for a cheeky cannon rush, or could go for something else, of course. It's his life, he decides. His first pylon is going to be thrown down on the low ground, and once again we have no scout. Gas being taken. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is a build order. This is a 13-12, I believe it was. This is one hell of a strat to play if you're down 1-0 against Haas. No gas first this time around. This looks very good for Haas, honestly. If he just sends this worker out on the map, I think it's... Oh. Well, I was going to say, if he sends his worker out on the map, I think this is game over. But if he doesn't send out his first worker on the map, he might be in a little bit of trouble, actually. So without scouting against one base all-ins, yeah, life will get tricky. Life should get tricky. I'm not entirely sure what the build order is that Rogue will go for here, as I am not aware of any build orders that are good with 13-12. It could just be a link flood, I guess. It will open similar to how a 12 pool opens, but just with more links. There's going to be a scout. It's not the fastest scout, but it also isn't the latest scout. It still should be in time to have at least somewhat of a decent response. And it's going to be a core first. This is good for Haas, I would say, right? Haas sees this drone move towards the third. Oh no, he's going to try to block the hatchery. Oh, Haas. You monster. He got tricked here. He absolutely got tricked here. And now he believes he got the block off. And he's going to be real happy with himself. And that happiness is going to quickly disappear the moment he sees these links attack his own gold base. Man, Rogue with some preparation here, knowing exactly what his opponent is up to. Both of these things need to be cancelled right now. Haas should realize that this is either a 12 pool or really close to a 12 pool. Should just start full 1 because his supply blocked. He needs to lose a worker. And he can't. So he's dead. Well, full wall is still possible. Oh, that should have been a cyber core. What a huge mistake here out of Haas. That 100% needs to be a cyber core. You're just going to lose it way faster if it's a gateway. Gateway has longer build time and has less overall HP and shields. So there's absolutely no reason to make that a gateway. With a cyber core, I think the adept finishes up. And Haas might still be fine. But now, I mean, Metabolic Boost is about to finish 2 seconds from now. And just like that, Haas lost the freaking game. There's no pylon to build anything. Links are going to keep going in. Natural's on the way. GG gets called. And a mere, well, what is it? 8 minutes into the game. And the score is 1-1. And we'll be heading into the rubber match. Alright, my friends. The final game in this best of 3 between Haas and Rogue will be played on Hardwire. And this time around, Haas opening up with some, well, some cheeky probes. Or a single probe, really. Halfway across the map. He's going for a 15 pylon at this exact location. He's very keen to get it there. And he is going to get it there. Most likely it's going to be a 3-gate opener. It could also be a double gate and forge, which is common in PvP. I have not seen this before in PvZ yet. Of course, just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that Haas isn't going to play it. Haas tends to do things that I am not aware of. And he makes them work, apparently. I can't recall the last time I was up 1-0 against Rogue. And, well, he is. Or he was. This time, though, it's just going to be actually a 2-gate forge. So, I assume we're going to be seeing like some type of cannons maybe up here. Defended with the help of zealots. Or maybe a cannon wall up here. Maybe he just puts it in the front and then follows it up with something else. Okay. It's a gas. There is the likelihood, of course, that he's also just going to proxy a cybernetics core. So you kind of get that wall going over here. Cybernetics core. A kind of wall in your opponent, in their base. So like a pylon, cyber core, cannon, and like a robo in the back. And just kind of hold that area. Make sure that nothing can run by because there's no defenses at home. That's of course the main weakness here of this opener that Haas is playing. It is an interesting opener. I think, Rogue actually opened up with a pool first. And that should be, I think that is game, maybe? I don't know if this is game. It feels like it should be game, you know? It feels like this should be really, really good for Rogue. This is absolutely the ideal scenario. You can get a very fast spine crawler out. You can get these links out quickly on the low ground. Queen is out already. Second spine crawler as well being built straight away. And Rogue pulled out of gas. Gonna pull a couple of drones. I don't think that's actually going to work. Neither of these cannons are in range of this hatchery, by the way, which means they're practically useless. And, well, one of them is going to end up finishing up. This core position also is, well, something else. Let's just put it like that. A couple of extra zealots are pushing forward. Only a single zealot now being produced. Wouldn't mind another zealot being built, as this cannon obviously is not going to be in time for dexing. This cannon also is not in range of the hatchery, by the way. So right now we have two cannons that are once again not in range of the hatchery. Rogue is actually going to be moving in here with the spine crawlers. I think there's plenty of links here. There's no batteries with this push. And I think that's actually going to just be it. These two spine crawlers will do the job. More links are flooding in, and I mean, there's a single zealot coming over. That's not going to be enough. He's not even going to be there fast enough. The pylon will get taken out, and that should be game. Yeah, GG gets called. Haas steps out, and this series will be won by Rogue 2-1. A solid 11 minutes, I believe it was, is all we got here. Well, thanks to Haas and Rogue for making this go by fast, and thanks to all of you for watching this. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.